Good afternoon. So we're going to be making chocolate chip cookies today. So we start out on our recipe. I'm going to show you a recipe here, what our recipes look like. On every recipe, it's going to have the title, and it will have how much it makes. It'll have all the ingredients and the amounts, and then down at the very bottom, it has the steps that you take to mix all of this, the ingredients together. And this part is very important, and there's different terms here that we'll probably go through in other lessons, like creaming and adding, all those things we'll be talking about. And so, first of all, in our recipe, it says cream together our butter, our shortening, and both sugars. And so I've already pre-measured or pre-weighed all of these first ingredients. So I've got my 1 pound of butter and my 1 pound of shortening. And these are both of my sugars. I have 2 cups of brown sugar and 2 cups of white sugar. I'm gonna add all those. And we're gonna cream these together. What creaming means is we're gonna mix it all together so it looks like one ingredient. We don't wanna see the separate ingredients, the butter, the sugar, the brown sugar. We want it all to be mixed up evenly. Okay, as you can see, we've got butter that's stuck in our paddle, and we've got some shortening on the side of our bowl. So in our recipes, we'll say to scrape down the paddle and the sides of the bowl. And that's really important so that we can make sure that all of these different ingredients are blended evenly. Just scrape it down really quick. All right, that's looking pretty good. I'm gonna scrape it down again, and if I see chunks of butter, I'm gonna start it again. So far, oh, I see a few, so I'm just gonna scrape it down, and I'll start it up again. Okay, one last mix. All right, so our next step, it says to add the wet ingredients. And our wet ingredients are our eggs and our vanilla. We have 1 cup of eggs, if they're liquid, or 4 large eggs. All right, and I'm using liquid eggs again. We always want to make sure that we're getting down to level so that we can see that we have a line there and we're getting it right at 1 cup. You see that there? So it's right at the line at 1 cup, okay? So I'm going to add that. And 2 tablespoons of vanilla. One. And 2. And we're going to start it out slow. All right, I'm going to scrape down the sides. Now the next one says to add our dry ingredients and mix and scrape. So I'm going to add our small ingredients first. We have salt and baking soda and baking powder. And it says 1 tablespoon. Okay, so 1 tablespoon. We always want to make sure it's a full flat scoop. So I'm using my offset spatula to straighten it. All right, so there's baking powder. And each one of these is 1 tablespoon. My baking soda. And my salt. All right, so I'm going to blend these just a little bit to get them incorporated before I add my flour. All right, so now we're ready to add our flour. And I've pre-measured out our flour here. So I'm just going to add a scoop at a time. All right, and there's a lot of flour in there, so I'm going to start it at the very lowest speed. All right, so that's our dough mixture. Okay, so we finished mixing our dough, and I split the dough in half because I want to do some without chocolate. So this one I'm going to add 1 cup of chocolate chips. I'm going to add 2 kinds of chips to this. 1 cup of chocolate chips and 1 cup of peanut butter chips. Mix this on low speed. We don't want to be breaking up the chips. We just want to blend it quickly. Okay. And that's our cookie dough. Finished mixing, so I release the hook. I'm going to take this out of our bowl, scrape off the paddle real good. We don't want any of that cookie dough going down the sink. All right, so now another tool that we use is a bowl scraper. And what this does is scrape all of our cookie dough out of our bowl and into a more manageable bowl that we can scoop from. Okay, see? It's taken all of the dough out of there. It scraped the bowl nice and clean. Then that can go in the sink. Now, we always talk to you guys about full flat scoops when we're scooping cookie dough. So we're going to get our portion scoop. We're going to get a big mountain scoop. I always tell you, big mountain scoop. We're going to press it in tight, scrape it on the side of the bowl. Now, that's a full flat scoop. We just place it on the cookie sheet. Cookie sheets at home are smaller than what we have at school. So on this cookie sheet, I'm going to be getting 12 cookies. Gonna place these, make sure they're evenly spaced on our pan. I'm just going to kind of press down the top just a little bit. That's just going to help our cookies spread a little bit.